Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Off the Woodwork Podcast. I am South East London heartthrob Matt Perry, and I'm joined as always by Anthony Milne and Stephen Hall. How are we, boys?
Heartthrob.
Yeah.
Like heart attack.
I said what I said.
You think highly of yourself, Matt. There's no fault in that.
No, I'm joking. Anyway, we are here as always to talk about the previous round of fixtures in the Premier League, and also a little bit about each game and what we think will happen in the next week of fixtures, even though it's not this week, it's the week after because it's the international break, which is always fun. Anthony, you're enjoying Scotland. They got a big game tonight. Are you going to be watching?
No, I don't watch international friendlies now.
Okay. Do you know who
I'm not going to... Slovenia?
No.
Slovakia?
No.
Who?
Serbia.
Oh, I knew it was one of the S.
One of the S's.
I know it was around that area as well. I know it was around Eastern Europe. No,
Pick up Dusan Tadic.
I'm just
saying.
I'm just saying, it's international friendlies. I'm not the only person who doesn't care.
Yeah, no.
I saw the Germany team play out yesterday, and it was shocking. It was such a bad team. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think the only name out of the sort of attacking ones I'd actually heard of was Julian Brandt.
Yeah.
The rest of them, I was like, who the hell's he?
Hang on, I didn't even see the lineup. Let me just check it quickly.
They played Gianluca Waldschmidt over Werner.
Do you know what? I
don't know who that is.
And Kevin Trapp in goal as well. I was like, oh my god, what is this?
Do you know what? I did an 8-fold ACCA yesterday of goal scorers, and I think 6 out of 8 came through. I had Neto and Paulinho both to score for Portugal, Bernardeschi to score for Italy. I had Batshuayi to score, Piatic to score for Poland. And I think I was let down by Memphis Depay and.
That's United fans are used to that feeling.
Yeah, no, I know. I should have known, really. It was crappy United Anyway, let's talk about the last week of fixtures in the Premier League. It looked like a pretty bad week in terms of predicting. Would you say that, Anthony?
No.
It's not.
No, so
maybe for you, Anthony.
No.
Yeah.
No. So last week we ended with Stephen on 19 points, myself on 16 points, and Matt on 14 points.
Okay, so obviously you're.
So this week, 2 people got 4 points, and someone got 10.
10? That's not me. I know that.
In last place, Matt, you had 18 points.
Shame. That's such a shame.
So the winner with 10 points, for the first time ever, Stephen Hall, 29 points in total. I got 4 points and finished on 20. Stephen, you got, which ones was it you got? I'm trying to remember. It was Southampton, Newcastle you got.
Oh, well, you got 2-0.
I got Liverpool City.
Yeah. Liverpool City was the other one. Yeah, the other 2 you got.
Yeah, fair play.
Yeah. So,
fair play.
Well done. Well done.
Yeah.
I bestow the crown of predictions towards you now.
I humbly accept, sir.
I can't wait till I win it.
You're just keeping it warm for me to get back.
It was quite a mixed week in the Premier League, really, weren't it? Had some surprise results. Palace beating Leeds 4-1. That was a bit surprising.
Yeah, when was the last time Palace scored 4 goals?
Yeah. You also had... Southampton kept up form. They're now in the top 4. Congratulations to Southampton.
And to be honest, I didn't give them the credit they were due. I assumed without Danny Ings they'd struggle, but didn't look that way, did it?
Jay Adams is starting to step up, though. He's starting to actually score goals, which is good for him.
James Ward-Prowse is starting to look good as well. I say that in
he's always
he was before, but no, but he's now stepping up from his he was always consistent, but he was never a
quality
top level. Yeah. Now he's still being consistent, but he's increased the quality of his performances.
Yeah. I told you I was doing that last man standing in my football club where we had to pick a team every week to win.
Let me guess, you were out the first week.
I'm at the second week. I got through the first week because I had Chelsea. Who do you think I had this week to win?
Leeds?
No. Give you a clue. All of us predicted them to win.
Arsenal.
No.
No, Everton.
No.
Wolves?
No.
None of us had Wolves predicted to win.
I don't know.
Brighton.
Brighton, yes. I had Brighton down to beat Burnley, and I should have known that was the most 0-0 game possible. I don't know if you watched the game, because I watched it on a live stream, because I was like, I really needed Brighton to win. And Danny Welbeck missed 2 absolute golden
I caught the highlights of the match of the day.
Oh, I was infuriated.
At the time the game was on, I had a freshly painted wall to watch.
Yeah. It was infuriating. Anyway,
so just onto the news with you talking about the live stream. Great news, no more pay-per-views.
Yep, though that's been it's still being talked about, isn't it?
No, they announced Evening Standards released it. They scrapped it.
Did they? Yeah. Oh right, happy days. Well, I mean, it was.
We don't know what will happen next, but I'm not going to lie, that's good news, because we do, like, people in the UK do pay a lot to watch football, and at a time right now, a lot of people really need it.
So, and you can't go to the pub to watch it, so.
Yeah,
exactly. Exactly. I mean, you can up here, but once again, I don't think a lot of people are. Just precautions, just being safe. So I think it was a great idea to scrap it, obviously.
Yeah.
With regards to surprising results, Matt, you're talking about this week.
Okay, that's where we're going to win. I mean, we're not going to spend too much time on Palace Leeds, but we are going to talk about Arsenal, who some would say have been doing all right lately, losing at home to Aston Villa 3-0.
And there was a 4th goal disallowed, which was a rocket of a shot from Barkley.
Yeah, I personally don't think it should have been disallowed.
I couldn't see
it. Was harsh. It was harsh.
It was harsh because, I mean, the keeper's not saving it anyway.
What else is new?
Yeah. But anyway, I mean, the main point out of that game is that Aston Villa were playing some really good football.
They have been, though. Like, that's the thing.
It's
now,
bad. Yeah.
Aston Villa, in a way, to me, remind me a bit of like a lower budget Liverpool team 4 or 5 years ago that were brilliant going forward. Like, defensively, they weren't one of the best teams in the league, but when they had, Salah, Mane, Firmino, and Coutinho, like, kind of all firing going forward, that's what this Villa team looks like right now, with Ollie Watkins, Grealish, Barkley, and Trezeguet.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's they've got so many attacking players right now who are like Jack Grealish, who we all thought was a great player, has stepped up his game even more so. Yeah, Ollie Watkins is looking like one of the bargains of the season. So, Stephen, since you...
And now it's time to move over to our Brentford, man.
Since you love Ollie Watkins...
it's a new segment on the show. It's called Stephen's ex-Brentford player watch. Stephen, how did it go this week?
Yeah, I mean, Ollie Watkins is just doing what he's been doing for years, just being just generally good player, to be honest. He's just good.
And that was
breaking news, Ollie Watkins is good. Who knew?
And that was Stephen's news segment.
In-depth analysis.
Player watch.
Can I ask you, Stephen, with regards to Ollie Watkins at Villa and how well he's been playing, do you see a bigger team coming in for him, either next season or the season after? Do you see... I'm trying to think of a team that desperately needs a striker, and there aren't any right now.
I reckon...
Well, Leicester maybe. Leicester to replace Vardy when he finally calls it time.
I think he's probably going to stay at least 2 years at Villa. At least 2 years.
But that would also tie in with when we probably expect Vardy to retire. Because Vardy's, 32, 33 now?
Yeah, but Watkins, he's not a fickle kind of guy. I think he wants to, if he's like the club thing at Brentford, he could have easily left us at the start of last season, but he decided to stay and give it one more season. So I think he's that sort of guy who will want to stick around. It's not like Tarkowski, who basically refused to play to leave Brentford. He actually, he was respectful and he said, "I'll give it another season," when he easily could have gone. So, no, I think he'll stay for at least 2 years. And he's with Dean. If Dean Smith gets sacked, maybe that will change. But if Dean Smith is still in charge, I think he's going to stay at least a couple of years.
Yeah. I could see maybe a team going in for a double of Grealish and Watkins. I think that'd be a good move for anybody.
I'm amazed how Grealish is still at Aston Villa. I am amazed
someone like
top
Tottenham,
4
I
team
could imagine. This leaves Aston Villa in 6th place on the same points as Chelsea. And they've got another game next week, not this weekend, the week after, that they'd hope to be winning as well. So
they've also still got a game in hand, don't they, Villa, Burnley, and the 2 Manchester clubs still all have a game in hand.
Yes, they do. And if they do win that game in hand, when it comes around...
their game in hand is against Burnley, isn't it? Because the 2 Manchester clubs had... Oh, I can't remember.
If it's against Burnley, they're laughing. If it's against Burnley,
if it's against United, they could be laughing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And moving on to United, though, they did beat Everton 3-1.
Yeah.
It's weird. Every time Solskjaer gets a bit of a kind of, it's become a bit of a cliche. Whenever he kind of gets a bit of pressure under him, United seem to go on and actually win. I tell you what, we were having a bloody flow then, and Anthony has gone and screwed it up because he's had technical difficulties. So
yes, sorry,
he's switched to his phone. Yeah, he does look like Casper the Ghost, doesn't he? And we were about to start.
I've not been on holiday this year.
As if you get a tan. We were talking about Everton versus Man United. Man United beat Everton 3-1. Perhaps surprising. I mean, it was surprising to us. We all had Everton down to win. What did we make of the game then, lads? Anthony, tell us. What did you think?
Yeah. United in most regards. My biggest problem is I'm starting to dislike how much Marcus Rashford's making me like him. I'm very conflicted right now, guys. I'm not going to lie. Cavani got his first goal in United shirt, which is good for him, I guess. Although it was really just like kind of the goal didn't like matter much in the end.
Oh, he did, didn't he? I
On the coffin.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, Everton started off well, but I think they're now starting to kind of realise that now they need to keep trying to perform to the level they were, because otherwise they're just going to fall down the table, which they're currently doing.
Yeah, it's interesting. Again, United, just as Solskjaer starts getting under pressure, they pick up and win. I'm still not expecting a massive, big season from United at the moment, to be honest, despite the win.
What do we think? What do we think about Solskjaer's comments about the fixture congestion? Because he was talking about how they played on Wednesday night and then we're the Saturday morning kickoff.
Do you think it matter if it's morning or afternoon kickoff? Does it really matter that much?
Well, it can, because it does affect how you train the Friday before as well, and it does affect like getting up and getting prepared. Like if you're a 3 o'clock kickoff, you're not having to wake up as early as you are if you're kicking off 3 hours beforehand. Yeah. It does have an impact. It may not be a massive impact.
I get it, but it's like
you're always complaining because they still beat an Everton team who had a week-long break. So
yeah, I mean the thing is, you're all on 100k a week.
Yeah, but he isn't the only manager. He isn't the only manager that's complaining about fixture congestion all this week. Guardiola and Klopp both complained about it as well. Although it's nothing new for those two. Those two have been complaining about it since they've came to the Premier League, because it's the only league that doesn't have a winter break the same way.
Yeah. To be honest, the main thing is, I mean, the fixture list is congested at the moment. It was always going to be congested. The main ridiculous thing for me is the international break in general. They should have just scrapped the international that are currently going on, because one, why would they need
the friendlies?
Yeah, they're friendlies. Even if they were UEFA nations, I'd say scrap that. But it's like, so you're going through a global pandemic and you're getting all these players jetting off to different countries. It just don't make sense.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree.
I would just leave like Gareth Southgate just sitting there like the Pablo Escobar meme, just like, I have a job. What do I do? Just gonna sit here and not manage any matches.
Scouting. Go watch highlights of games. It's not like you can go into the stadium right now, but
he can walk up to any stadium he wanted at the moment if they. But yeah, I mean, for me that takes away a bit, because I mean it spreads it out a bit. Obviously, you've still got Champions League games going on weekly at the moment, and then you've got cup games as well. Do you think there'll be like any sort of tactical kind of handling of cup games from teams, especially of the likes of Liverpool now they got loads of injuries?
Well, Liverpool went out due to it. Well, I mean, we were barely playing any of our starters in the cup games. Like, we lost to Arsenal, and we were playing a better team than we had in the previous round, but we were not playing our team at its full strength. We deliberately were fielding younger players who needed more game experience. So, like, the reason Harvey Elliott went out on loan to Blackburn was because we went out of the League Cup so early, because he wasn't going to get any games. Like, Curtis Jones is now at a stage where he's ready as a young player to start contributing to the main team, and we've seen that. But I think a lot of the teams will be using their younger players and rotating far more in the cups, even more than they usually would have. Like Arsenal, even against us, didn't play a fully strong side either. We both played weaker sides. Their side just happened to be a bit stronger that time. Like,
I definitely think if you're like a mid-table team in the Premier League, I think maybe this is the year you really try and go for an underdog cup run. Maybe.
Does anybody care about the League Cup enough to try it?
No,
Maybe.
it's definitely
It gets you a Europa League spot, doesn't it?
But that's the thing. The FA Cup is still the big one. Like, obviously, we grew up in a different kind of time period with like the money ingested into the Premier League. But to fans of a certain age, the FA Cup is still one of the biggest competitions.
But I mean, still, if it's a guaranteed place in Europe, why not? If you're a team like Crystal Palace or Newcastle, try and go for the League Cup and get European football.
Villa, to be honest, right now, I think Villa, like if they continue to play the way they are, they'll annihilate anyone in the cup.
Southampton,
because cup is not the same as the league, where you need to have consistent performances the same way. You just need to win. You know what I mean? It's like the playoffs in any sport. You can have like the best season with, like, say you're playing a more defensive style, racking up points.
Yeah.
But in cups, it's a different nature. You have to go out to win, because it is a winner-take-all situation. So a team like Villa right now, who might be conceding but are scoring a lot.
I mean, like they always say that
this season, going, let's go for it.
They always say Mourinho loves winning a cup wherever he goes. Tottenham are still in the League Cup, aren't they? I'm pretty sure they are.
Yeah, they knocked out Chelsea, didn't they?
Yeah. So I know where my money's going.
They knocked out Chelsea because they
Mourinho has to win something this year to justify him being.
They had they had 4 fixtures and well right now. Can't discredit him. He's got them playing well.
If I was to put my money on anyone winning the League Cup at the moment, it'd be Tottenham. Definitely.
I honestly think Villa wouldn't be a bad team to put a bet on.
Yeah, maybe.
This is where I find out they're actually already knocked out.
Yeah. That you were wrong the entire time.
I think Brentford are actually still in the League Cup.
Yeah, but we're talking about serious bets here, Stephen.
I mean, Wigan won the League Cup against, a few years ago.
Weren't they a Premier League team when they won it?
Bradford got to the League Cup final a few years ago, and when they were in League Two.
God.
Shall we move on to Matt's team, who put in another good performance, although they failed to keep a clean sheet, so that run of 2 games is over.
Yeah, crappy goal to give as well. Yeah,
I remember they were saying, what was it? They were saying, like, that's Mendy now. He went 100, 80, 90 minutes without conceding. And I was like, I remember when they were talking about, like, Alisson went 700 minutes without conceding one time. I'm like, Chelsea are doing well, but the defensive walls aren't gone. They're still there. They're just not as bad.
No.
You can't really... Mendy's not really at fault for that goal, though. It was just a...
No, it's not at fault.
Intelligent sort of
I'm not
flick
saying
from
he
a goal
was. I'm not saying he was. I'm not saying he was. I'm saying that Chelsea, while the defensive errors have decreased and their defence in general has improved, they're still not at the level that you would expect from a title-winning defence yet. You know what I mean? Like, when you look at the Chelsea team with Terry at the back and Czech, when you look at United with Ferdinand and Vidic. Thank you, Matt. Can you contribute anything useful? Liverpool with Van Dijk, Alisson. You need a good goalkeeper. You need good defence. And Chelsea improving, but I think they still need maybe another centre back.
I thought you did a last little chart
there,
Chelsea.
No. I will say
it's promising. Put it that way up.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It's very promising, but
I will tell you who I've been impressed with since he's finally debuted. Ziyech has been brilliant.
Ziyech as well, yeah.
Chilwell's been excellent as well, but Ziyech
I did an Ajax.
Excellent. Like, Havertz is still kind of settling in. He hasn't set.
Yeah, I did an Ajax career on Football Manager this year, and I had Ziyech.
You caught yourself off.
No, that's you, Anthony, because your internet's being shit. That's not me. That's you, buddy. Sorry. But Ziyech, he was just absolutely amazing. I think he scored like 15 goals. Like half of them were from free kicks. Like he's just got a wand of a left foot, hasn't he? I mean, he's not really that quick. He's not really an amazing dribbler, but he's just got that wand of a left foot that just can ping in a ball that nobody else can do. He's just he's a brilliant player.
Yeah, I mean, he's started 2 games, I think, so far, and he got man of the match in both of them. Ziyech is looking really good. He's definitely looking so he's played 2 games, but he's definitely looking the brightest out of all of our signings that have come in.
Yes, yes, I agree.
I think recently, most of Chelsea's wingers have sort of been that sort of inside forward sort of player where they don't really cross. They're kind of more cut inside, like Willian, Hazard, Pulisic. They're more like
Petro.
I think Chelsea have been missing that sort of really top quality passer. Like obviously Man City have De Bruyne, Liverpool have Alexander-Arnold. I think Chelsea now have got that world-class passer in Ziyech now.
There's been a few players who are playing well, actually. I think Mason Mount's been doing all right. Another player who I think's been doing well, he's actually got quite a good record this season for the amount of minutes that he's played, and that's Tammy Abraham. He's got quite a good stat so far.
He's forcing Timo Werner to play out wide at the moment.
Yeah.
I think he's realised Timo's been brought in and he's not about to give up his place.
Yeah, we talk about the defence. I think it's been much better with Thiago Silva and Zuma at the moment. That's been good as well. Reece James has been playing really well. That's another one. He's looking very good. I think he carries on the way he's playing, then he'll be by no doubt getting in the England squad for the Euros. And Southgate seems to just really like Chelsea players. I don't know if anybody else has clocked that over the years, but
you've got more England internationals.
Yeah. I don't know. I've just always found Southgate's always kind of done what Chelsea do. When Conte was at Chelsea, I thought Southgate, when he came into England, he was doing the same kind of formation as Conte then. And nowadays, there's a lot of Chelsea players to get into the England squad. Yeah, it's interesting. But anyway, yeah, I'm fairly confident about Chelsea's chances this season. I say this season's very open, and why can't Chelsea? Why can't Chelsea do it if they play the way they're playing?
Back yet?
Pulisic is injured. That's the only problem. Pulisic is a big old sick note at the moment.
Yeah, apart from that, I mean, you finally kind of got the whole squad together almost. Now that everybody's fit and raring to go.
Yeah, I'm fairly optimistic. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're starting to score goals, so I don't see why we're not. I suppose in hindsight, the only disappointing thing was probably that 0-0 with United at Old Trafford. In hindsight, we probably could have gone there and maybe tried to. I mean, we went there with the sort of attitude that we didn't want to lose the game or concede. Maybe, yeah, but apart from that, I'm saying it's fairly optimistic. I can see us winning again when the season when the league starts again after the international break. So yeah,
do you think that was just that Lampard just not having full confidence in the team at that point, but now probably he'd be more confident to just go for it?
I think the 4-3-3 is definitely the best formation. Playing with them number 8s, Mount and whoever on the other side, Havertz or Kovacic or whatever. And then Kante holding. I think that's definitely our best formation at the moment. So yeah, I mean, if that's his team lineup sorted, it's amazing all these kind of players that we sign. They're all coming in, even the likes of Kovacic. But yet Mason Mount still manages to get into that team every week, which I think's fair.
Chelsea have just got an embarrassment of riches right now. They have just got such quality depth. I mean, apart from that centre back, but at every other position they have really good quality depth.
Well, it's a weird one at centre back because we've got 5 at the moment. We've got
just all shit.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, Rudiger's potentially could get himself back in. Tamori needs to go out on loan, big time. He's not getting a sniff. Christensen's in purgatory. I don't know where the hell Christensen is.
He seems like play a run of games and then go missing.
Yeah, and he hasn't played in a while. This is the thing. So Zuma and Silva have been fairly consistent as the back 2 at the moment. But yeah, which I'm not against because I think they've been playing all right. So yeah, it's looking better. I think we can. I personally think we can challenge for the title at the moment. Lovely. We're going to move on then from the Chelsea-Sheffield game. Anthony switched his camera again because he just.
We're going with the laptop. Hopefully the Wi-Fi works.
Fair enough. And we're going to move on to what was on paper the biggest game of the weekend. Result-wise, probably not. It was Man City versus Liverpool. It finished 1-1. I thought it was a fairly entertaining game. I thought the first half was good. Second half was all right. Anthony, I know you're a fan of the game. What did you think of it?
No, I enjoyed it. I think both teams went out to win. Both teams came out attacking, which is what you like to see. I mean, you'd expect it from these two teams. There's been some great games between the two of them over recent years. The 4-3 at Anfield was a particular highlight in my eyes. But yeah, I think a draw was a fair result, to be honest. Both teams had good chances. Both teams had players that played well. Both teams had players that didn't play well. Yeah.
I've got a question. In the run-up for the Salah penalty, should City have had... was it a free kick the other way before that was given?
No, I don't think so. I've looked at it and I don't think so. But I also think what didn't help, and it does prove when people lambast players for going to ground a bit easier or overselling when they go to ground.
Yeah.
I think if Sterling had went to ground, it might have been called up because he didn't immediately and then started stumbling later.
This is the thing.
So
I think
people hate diving, but when a player tries to stay on their feet, they then don't get the penalty or the free kick they should.
I think if Sterling went down, then it would have been given.
Yeah, maybe. I still don't think it would have been or should have been. But I also think the fact he tried to stay on his feet made it seem that it wasn't that big a deal.
Yeah.
But it definitely was a penalty. Walker's challenge on Milne.
That was a
penalty. Yeah.
Yeah. I think
what do we think
of result.
Yeah, what do we think of the penalty Man City were given? The cross in that hit Gomez's. Have we seen it?
Yes.
The thing is, with the handball rule, that does count under the new handball rule.
Yes, this is the issue. Everyone is saying they wouldn't have counted it as a penalty, but now...
Yeah, I mean, it's playing devil's advocate, isn't it? It's like, we don't think it's a penalty, but given the new rules, it's a penalty.
Yeah, exactly. At the end of the day, it's Bruyne missed, so it didn't really...
Even before the new rule twist, I could see that being given.
I don't think it would have been.
I don't think it would have either.
He's running. You know, I mean, he's not deliberately stuck his arm out. He's running.
Interesting penalty, though, wasn't it, from Kevin?
Yeah, I didn't expect him to miss.
No, I was like, Kevin De Bruyne, he ain't going to miss a penalty. And then
he did grow up a Liverpool fan, so maybe that's why.
Yeah, maybe.
No, I'm joking.
That's still the biggest...
if Kevin De Bruyne doesn't score the penalty, you expect the keeper to save it, not just to miss him entirely.
But that's what I mean. I don't think anyone expected him to miss the way he did. But I think the big concern for Liverpool from that game was Trent Alexander-Arnold had to go off due to an injury.
So he's out
since removed himself. I don't know the duration.
I mean, it's lucky that he's doing it during the international break. That gives him...
that does give us, 2 weeks out of it?
Yeah.
Matip's back, but now Gomez is out. Gomez had surgery today, and the only thing we've been told is he's expected to return at some point in the season. So,
yeah, it don't seem good.
So
it's like Gomez, a meme earlier today where it's like, that from what's that show? The one with Will Smith? Bel-Air. That's Fresh Prince. It's like the meme where he's in the room all by himself, and it's just Joe Matip turning back after training. It's just him in an empty room all by himself.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Reece Williams and Nat Phillips have looked good in recent weeks, but they're still unproven. That's the thing. This is a lot of pressure on the shoulders immediately.
I tell you what, Jurgen Klopp's going to be very pissed off that he's gone away with England and got injured.
Yep.
That's my pet hate in football season. Chelsea, it always used to happen to them. Players would go away on international break and they'd get injured.
Yeah, I'm frustrated about it as well because Gomez had actually been doing better since Van Dijk's injury. So Gomez is out injured. Fabinho's out injured. Van Dijk
When's Fabinho expected back?
Soon-ish. His injury's not long.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It could be a week. It could be a month. I really don't know. I think they're not given an estimated time back, but they've said it's not long term. Thiago's back in training, albeit individually right now. So he should be expected back soon. Hopefully no one tries to break his leg when he returns. So, right now, Thiago, Fabinho, Van Dijk, Gomez are all out injured.
Yeah, ain't ideal. I think City are another team as well. We're interested in City versus Liverpool, and both teams have got struggling with a lot of injuries at the moment. City have obviously got Aguero out. Nathan Ake came off after 5 minutes for Netherlands yesterday.
Yeah, once again, what's the point in international friendlies if all it's doing is injuring players? The friendlies.
Well, you saw Tony Kroos came out and basically said they're puppets of FIFA and they're just trying to milk them for all they're worth.
Yeah, I missed that, but fair play, Tony.
He just showed...
Great player.
It's not that I inferred that. He literally just straight up just said, we are the puppets of FIFA and UEFA, and they're just exploiting us for money.
There you go.
Have you ever seen, this is going on a tangent about FIFA quickly. Have you ever seen John Oliver's segment that he did on FIFA and on football? It was just before the World Cup in Brazil.
Oh, yeah, it was a long time ago, though.
He talked about the sausage principle. The sausage principle is if you love something, never learn how it's made. So basically with football, FIFA is the sausage. Like, football is a sport we all love. But FIFA is one of the most corrupt organisations, allegedly, in the world.
Yeah, but it's been that way. We've grown up watching how corrupt FIFA are.
But it's just funny, isn't it? Like when you talk about being puppets for FIFA, but that really is
the most corrupt. I'll never forget watching it when they gave obviously Russia the World Cup and Qatar the World Cup, and obviously England had applied to try and get the World Cup, and we had I think it was Prince William talking, we had David Beckham talking. We made a really good case for us getting the World Cup, and it's just Russia, Qatar. And it's oh my
thing is, Russia didn't mess things up too much.
Fun. Now, Russia was fun, to be fair, but Qatar, it's going to be.
But Qatar messes up the whole calendar as much as Corona did. You know,
oh mate, Qatar.
The World Cup in December doesn't.
It's going to be a mess. I can't wait.
I don't know how many football stadiums are in Qatar, to be honest.
They've built them all. Have you seen how many casualties and fatalities there's been?
Yeah,
allegedly there was slave labor, but that's just allegedly a little.
Yeah, no, but they showed the number of fatalities, and there's more from building stadiums for Qatar than there's been in the last 15 World Cups.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of human rights issues out in Qatar at the moment. Put it that way.
Yeah, lovely.
Before we get sued, let's move on.
Qatar, lovely place, love the people. Great.
I mean, I
totally no human rights abuses. That's not a thing.
No. Anyway, okay. So yeah, City, Liverpool. Do you still expect them to be the top two dogs?
Yes, I do. Again, it's still early in the season. Liverpool are still a point off top place, and the thing is, people were going, "Oh, Van Dijk's out, they're done." Liverpool have actually, in a way, looked a bit better. In a way, and I don't mean this in we don't need Van Dijk because he is such an influential player. But I'm saying Liverpool have been careful, they've been smart, they've played well. Alisson being back is a big help because my family, the saying is Liverpool either need Van Dijk controlling the line or Alisson. If both of them are out, that's when the problems hit.
Yeah, when I said no, I meant Man City no, not Liverpool no.
Oh, okay. I mean, Man City with Aguero back will be interesting to see, but Man City do look. I don't know what it is. They just don't look the same.
They don't look the same. No,
Liverpool aren't playing well, but they're still getting points. They're still winning. Yes, they lost to Villa, and yes, that was shocking, but we're still winning majority of our games.
It's just not the same City team from 6-7 years ago, really, at the moment, is it?
I mean, maybe City needs some change.
I think they do. But I wouldn't be adverse, to be fair.
I honestly think there's no two managers that I can think of in recent football history that have been as criticised.
Are you off the map here? Oh my! Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. Anyway, keep an eye on her.
Oh!
You freak! Anyway,
as I said, I don't think there's any two managers in world football that have been as criticised as Guardiola and Mourinho. In recent memory, the two of them get lambasted anytime their teams don't perform to a title-winning standard. Even when Guardiola set records at Man City, he set records at Barcelona. He had incredible time at Bayern. Mourinho's excellent.
You can have too much of a good thing sometimes. Maybe Man City.
I agree,
Guardiola's been good, but now maybe it's getting stale. Maybe they just need something fresh.
Yeah.
It happens. Even the best have bad periods.
Yeah, no, it happens to everybody. It's inevitable at some stage.
Yeah, no, I get your point. I'm just saying, I think Guardiola deserves a bit more credit than a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's a brilliant manager, but maybe his time is up.
If they're still playing this way by the end of the season, I'll agree with you. But I'm still willing to see.
Rome was a huge empire, but eventually it collapsed.
Yeah, it's good. I like that, Stephen. Talking about big empires. Well, okay, maybe not. But we haven't even mentioned the team who are Pardon me. What are you doing? We haven't even mentioned the team who are currently top of the league table today, and that is Leicester, who beat Wolves 1-0. Very nice win for them. And yeah, they currently sit on 18 points. Won 6, lost 2. Yep. How are we thinking about Leicester?
I think they're overperforming our expectations, definitely.
What I mean is, with this time last season, Leicester were playing very well.
Yeah, they have a good team.
No, but what I mean is, it was the second half of the season that cost them. So I want to see them play this level in February and March.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing, because Leicester were ahead of City at one point in second place last season, and people think, Leicester could beat Liverpool and City. They didn't.
Yeah, it is all the same. They always kind of die down at some stage. And like you said, last year it was the end.
You do get teams that play better in the first half of the season. You get teams that play better in the second half of the season. So we'll have to see. They've started well.
I say it all the time, but Leicester have a very good team. Vardy obviously is Vardy. We all know his class. They've got Maddison, Tielemans, both class footballers.
Indeedy,
yeah. Harvey Barnes, he's good.
Kasper Schmeichel. Yeah,
Kasper Schmeichel's always been class. He probably should have gone somewhere bigger, really, at some stage. But he's done a great job at Leicester. Mm-hmm. At the moment, no reason whatsoever why Leicester can't get top 4, maybe be a challenger.
Do we think Man City's title race is over, or do we think? Because I saw them.
It's not over, but it's looking very unlikely.
So with watching Sky Sports, when Man City were 1-0 down, the commentators were saying City have to not lose this game, because if they do, you'd have to expect the title challenge to be over. And they didn't lose.
Far too early.
Yeah, they didn't lose, but
this season,
they didn't win.
Everybody's going to beat in everybody. Everybody's going to lose games. This is going to be I personally think at the moment, unless someone just pulls it out of the bag and goes on a massive win streak, this could be a very tight season.
But 80 points, which I'm glad for.
Yeah,
I'm glad for. I'm glad that, because the last few seasons have been either a 1-horse or a 2-horse race.
Yeah. It builds it up. As long as Tottenham don't win, happy days.
We had the Grand National.
We had Man City run away with it 3 seasons ago. Season after went to the final day between 2 teams. Everyone else was miles behind. And then last season, Liverpool ran away with it. So it's great now for a season that's a bit more open.
I know the season's very congested as it is at the moment, but the Christmas period could really make or break some teams.
Have you seen Tottenham's had a good track record at Christmas, so I'm a bit optimistic despite our injuries.
Have you seen Tottenham's upcoming fixtures?
Easy or hard?
Let me read them out to you. So I won't say their Champions League games. So Tottenham's next Premier League games, they've got Man City at home.
Yep.
Then they have Chelsea away.
Right.
Arsenal at home.
Right.
Palace away. Liverpool away. Leicester at home.
Jesus.
Wolves away.
That is a difficult run.
Yeah, and then on top of that, they've obviously got Europa and Stoke in the cup. So it's looking like it could be a very interesting run up to Christmas for Tottenham.
Because we've got Leicester and Wolves coming up, and Tottenham, as you've just said. But I'm still optimistic about our chances in those games. Like I say, despite injuries, I think Liverpool are a team that you can never fully count out right now, no matter what.
It'll be interesting what your next result is, put it that way.
Yeah. Well, like I say, I'm happy with them playing the 4 attackers with Salah up front and Jota, Mane, Firmino behind.
Fabinho to make the space.
Yeah. I think realistically, looking at our injuries and when players are back, I'm thinking our team will be Alisson, Trent, Fabinho, Matip, Robertson, Thiago, Henderson, Jota, Firmino, Mane, Salah. And to me, that's still a team more than strong enough.
That's still a pretty good team.
Like, there's no Van Dijk, but Fabinho's been good there, and Matip isn't no slouch. Matip's problem is his shins are made of glass.
Yeah.
And Thiago, my God, I've loved watching him in the Premier League the 2 times he's played.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's a class player. Is there anything else anybody wants to mention from the last week's fixtures?
Not from last week's fixtures, no. But I did want to ask you guys this, which is obviously we've got the usual suspects when you talk about players of the season or players that are doing well. Mm-hmm. Who is your kind of like under the radar player you didn't expect to be thinking of this highly right now? that's doing very well. So like Ollie Watkins, for example, a lot of people might not have thought of as being like top striker in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Or Dominic Calvert-Lewin's come onto a game, James Ward-Prowse, you know what I mean? Those kinds of players that kind of don't get the spotlight because they're not playing for one of the big six.
Yeah.
Obviously, recently, Che Adams.
Yeah, do you know what?
Che Adams,
I was going to say Che Adams.
Just considering how awful he was last year.
Yeah. I didn't think Bamford would be scoring as much as he has been.
No.
Bamford's a shout as well, actually. Bamford's a shout. Lamptey, I'm going to say as well.
Lamptey as well. Brighton obviously their results haven't been great, but Lamptey's looking good.
Cole Darlow, like randomly coming out of nowhere and being like this, playing pretty well. Obviously, Newcastle have been playing that good, but
I think Ross Barkley started life pretty well at Villa in general.
Yeah, I think I'm going to butcher his name, so I'm not going to say it. The new young left back at Wolves has had a pretty good start there. He's 19.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Famous Football Manager player to those of us that play the game.
Yeah. Oh, is he? All right. And I mean, I know it's one of the top teams, obviously, but I've been pretty impressed by Ben Chilwell. He's exceeded my expectations at the moment.
Yeah.
And I know he's been good, but I mean, Grealish this season, he's just looked.
He's improved.
He looks so good.
He does. He's looking very good. Fair play to him, actually.
Emilio Martinez at Villa, I think that's one of the big reasons Villa have actually done better this season. He has been incredible.
Fair play to him.
We just said the whole Villa team, to be honest.
You know, he's yet to lose a game to Liverpool since he's kind of started playing.
Really? Yeah.
Well, yeah, because last season Arsenal beat us. Then they beat us in the Community Shield. Then he played us as Villa keeper, and they won. So he's played us 3 times since July, and he's been on the winning side every time.
Yeah.
He's a curse.
So in terms of under the radar, I'd probably say that's a pretty good list. I think
Ivan Toney, Championship Player of the Season. Cool.
Ivan Toney, but he'll be off to someone in the Premier League probably next year.
I'm surprised he didn't actually go to the Premier League to this, because I think he didn't come to us immediately because I think he was holding out for a Premier League move, but eventually he just came to Brentford, so we were lucky to get him.
Where was it you got him from again?
Oh, Peterborough.
Peterborough, right, yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, Championship, who knows? Well,
the thing was with Brentford, we say to a player, okay, we'll sign you, and then in 2 years you can fuck off to a better team. That's kind of our whole shtick. So,
in fact, who
to
was
us,
it?
play well, we can get to a better team.
Moneyball.
Really conveyor belt team.
Who was it who screwed me over on the weekend in my Aki? I had like a very good Aki come through. I think it was, did Reading lose to Stoke 2-0? Even though Reading are top of the league and they've kind of gone like a 3 in a row losing streak. Yeah, the Championship, mate, you can never tell. Never bet on Preston. That's my advice. Never bet on Preston.
Never bet on Brentford, to be honest.
Matt Perry's top tip of the week there.
Never bet on Preston. Anyway, let's move on then. And shall we go through a bit early, but it's a quiet week and we ain't got as much to talk about. So let's do our Premier League predictions for the next round of fixtures, which start on the 21st of November. And is that also the start of our new round between us three? Yeah? Lovely.
Yes.
So is everybody ready?
Because obviously that means no regular podcast next week either. We're going to do, instead of that, we're just going to do 2 episodes of extra time instead of 1. So to make up for that.
Lovely. So first game when we come back, the 12:30 kickoff, which Ant will be fuming about, I'm sure. Newcastle versus Chelsea.
Why? Why would I be fuming?
You were going on earlier ago saying the team's getting the early kickoff. It's out of order.
There's no midweek games.
Because it's if they're playing on a Wednesday or Thursday, then have it, Matt.
Look, I've gone in to wind you up and it's worked. Anyway, Newcastle
doesn't make sense.
Newcastle versus Chelsea. Stephen, off you go.
I'm going to make the same joke I've made 1,000 times. Chelsea, 3. They got 3 on the shirts. They're going to score 3. So I'm going to say 3-0.
Can you do the whole podcast in that voice, please?
Yeah, Anthony. Oh, Anthony.
I'm not changing my results regardless of what other people say. So I've also went for 3-0. I don't think Newcastle can beat Mendy. Realistic. I mean, they could, but I don't think they will. And I think with Ziyech, Havertz, and Werner, as long as none of them get injured, so 3-0.
I'm going to go one less than you. I'm going to go 2-0.
Not backing his own team.
Well, I am. I don't know. I always feel like Newcastle away is always a bit of a weird one for Chelsea sometimes.
I think not having the fans there is going to be
yeah,
huge for Chelsea.
It's true. That's true. But even if they did have the fans there, I've been to
probably
Newcastle
bigger for
away.
Newcastle as well.
I've been to Newcastle away, and the Chelsea fans would be up in the gods anyway. Great stadium though. Absolutely loved it. So I'm going 2-0. So 3-0 for you two, 2-0 for me. Next game, Fulham versus Everton.
Is it?
Yeah. Anthony.
I've went for 2-0 to Everton. I'm not going to lie. Carlson should be back for this game, I believe, now.
Yeah, I think so.
And Everton have to eventually get out of their losing streak. And there's no team. If they can't beat Fulham, they're not going to do it against any team. So, yeah, 2-0.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I think maybe I'm going to go for Fulham to score on the basis, I don't know, maybe Pickford will do something stupid like he tends to do.
He hasn't been playing, has he?
No, well, he played last game, and you should have seen. Did you see the howler he nearly did when Maguire went over like a sack of flour? But yeah,
yes,
I'm going to go for Everton to win 3-1. 3-1. Stephen.
Well, I'm going to say get your ice cream tubs out because things are going to get very spicy from here on out. My first prediction was very normal, but I'm eating that habanero today, baby. So I'm going to say 2-2. Well, I'm backing Fulham. What is this? I don't know.
So you said 5-0 to Fulham, yeah?
I mean, I think it's probably going to be 5-0 to Everton, but I'm just going to say 2-2. I'm feeling spicy this week. I don't know why. I'm just
defending champions feeling spicy.
I'm feeling very spicy. Yeah.
Let's move on to Wolves versus Southampton. This one's a toughie to predict, actually. I'm going to go for 1-1 because Southampton would be doing all right, and I don't want to do a disservice to them. Stephen?
Yeah.
I'm going to say 2-0 to Wolves. Yeah.
Fair.
Fair enough. I've went for 2-1 to Wolves. I think Southampton, like you said, have been playing well. I expect them to get a goal, but I think Wolves have got too much on them. So yeah, 2-1.
Nice. Manchester United versus West Brom. This is probably come at the best time for Man United, isn't it? Anthony, what do you think?
3-1 to United. I think the defensive fours will still strike, especially because West Brom, despite not getting the points, haven't exactly been invisible in front of goal. They've got a few goals, but United with Rashford firing, Fernandes looking good. Yeah, 3-1.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm going to go for 3-0. 3-0. I think they'll keep a clean sheet, but I could see an argument for yours as well. Stephen?
It's at Old Trafford. And as I've mentioned previously, that usually is not a good thing for Man United at the moment. So I'm not going to say West Brom are going to win, but I don't think Man United are going to win either. I'm going to say 1-1.
Interesting. Very interesting. Spicy stuff from Mr. Stephen Hall. And on that note, I'm expecting the next result to be quite spicy as well. Liverpool versus Leicester. Stephen, what do you reckon for Liverpool versus Leicester?
You are very correct in that assumption. I'm going to say 3-1 to Leicester.
Anfield.
Have
you not seen the last time we lost at Anfield, man?
I love it.
This is the day. This is the day.
You know what? I had the exact same mindset. I was thinking Leicester maybe might win here, but then I remembered it's at Anfield. If it was at Leicester Stadium, I might have backed them.
I agree with that. So if it was at King Power, I might have changed my answer as well.
I'm going to be honest, guys. I didn't even think about the fact that it's at Anfield, but I'm sticking to it anyway. I didn't even go to my mind. I just saw the two teams.
If anybody could beat Liverpool at Anfield at the moment, it's Leicester. So, but I'm going to go for 2-2. I'm going to go 2-2.
Have we all got different results?
2-1 to Liverpool. I think Leicester will get a goal, but last season it was, Leicester, great, Leicester will beat Liverpool easily here. Then we beat them 4-1 at the King Power. So I never count Liverpool out right now with the way their team's playing, regardless of how informed their opponent is, because Liverpool are a team that they're one of the toughest teams to go and get points at in the league, and that's not up for debate. So yeah, 2-1.
Again. Aston Villa versus Brighton.
I'm saying 1-0 to Brighton. I ate the chicken vindaloo for breakfast this morning. I'm very spicy. Because every time I've gone like vanilla, it has backfired with me. So I'm just gonna go. You know what? I'm going to smoke the crack this week and just go a bit mental.
You won, though.
Okay.
I mean, in the past, not last month,
Yeah,
it finally worked. But the reason why you've won is because I've been a bit too vanilla, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm just a bit spicy.
I love it. Problem is, I'm a romanticist, and Stephen seems to be a romanticist.
Yeah, I'm taking the Matt Perry approach this week.
Yeah, Anthony.
Illusionist. I've went 2-0 to Villa because Villa have been brilliant going forward. So yeah.
Yep. On that note, I'm going to go 3-1 to Villa. I can no longer back Brighton. I love backing Brighton. I don't know what it is. Like I love to back Bournemouth. Like last season, I used to back Bournemouth. I need to stop backing Brighton. So yeah, I'm going 3-1. Burnley versus Crystal Palace. Interesting. Palace just had a really good result against Leeds, beating them 4-1. So I'm going for Burnley to win this 1-0. In the most Palace move of all time.
But the crazy thing is, you've gone spicier than me on this one, and it's, Stephen's spicy week. So I'm going to say 3-1 to Palace.
Right, so Palace just beat Leeds 4-1. So because they've got their high scoreline game out of the way this season already, I'm going for 1-0 to Palace.
Burnley are going to win. I'm telling you now. Tottenham versus Manchester City. Another big game from this week.
This is an interesting one.
It is an interesting one. Stephen. Spicy Stephen. Stephen the Spice.
Well, historically, this wouldn't be a spicy take, but I think currently it would be. I'm going to go for a classic Mourinho 1-0.
Do you know what? On that note, I've gone for 2-1 to Tottenham.
I've went the same.
So we all think Tottenham are going to win.
1, yeah.
Wow.
I think on form right now, and the fact
Interesting.
So this means City are going to win 4-0. So this means City are going to win 4-0, right?
Yeah, I was going to say. I don't know what it is. I think Tottenham are going to beat them. And now that all three of us,
the way they're playing,
I'm definitely going to put Tottenham in Miyake. So yeah.
So it's our fault if you don't get any money.
So yeah, big game from the Ritz to the rubble. Sheffield versus West Ham. I'm going to go for 0-0.
West Ham have been in good form recently, so being West Ham, that means they've got to go and lose to Sheffield, so I'm going to say 2-1.
2-1 to Sheffield.
Despite, I agree with you, Stephen, that they're going to lose eventually, but I don't think they're going to lose this week. I think West Ham continue their run of form and beat Sheffield 1-0.
Fair game. So we've all got different results for that one as well. Love it. And then the last game of the week, Leeds United versus Arsenal Football Club. Anthony,
if this was in London, I would have had Arsenal to win, but because it's not, I'm having a 2-2 draw. I think Leeds, once again, Bamford's probably going to get a goal or two, but I still don't expect them to walk away with all 3 points. So
this is a toughie.
I thought I was really smart putting 2-2, but obviously not. So
that's rude.
I'm going to say 1-1 instead, just to be different.
So Leeds have lost a bit of form, to be fair. Arsenal were very in and out. I'm going to go for 3-1 to Leeds.
Interesting.
3-1 Leeds.
This could go either way. It's not obvious who's going to win.
It ain't. And I don't know. So it's telling me Leeds are going to win. So it's going to be an interesting week, baby. And on that note, that's the end of the Woodwork podcast for this week.
If I get more than 5 points not next week, but the week after, I'll be amazed. But
I reckon I've got it's 1 point for a result, 3 points for the correct score, isn't it?
Yeah.
I reckon I've got 2. Well, actually, there's no point me counting it up because I'm going to count. I reckon I've got 10. So yeah, no, I'm not going to count.
Yeah,
I think you've only
money on black this week.
Once. I think you've only ever had 10 once, Matt.
Chelsea, Everton, I'm confident. Wolves, Southampton, yeah, fair. United will beat West Brom, I reckon. I don't know. So yeah,
there's a few I'm pretty confident on. There's a few I'm less so. There's a few that I can see going any one of the 3 results. So yeah.
Okay. On that note, I am South East London heartthrob Matt Perry, and I've been joined by Anthony Milne, a very laggy Anthony Milne, and Stephen Hall. Thank you guys for joining me.
A very
Thank
spicy
you for joining
Stephen
us
Hall.
Steve the Spice. We'll see you all
Makes him
next
sound
time.
like a dealer.
Stephen Vindaloo Hall. That's my middle name.
Stephen the Spice. That could be a name when you go and take me out. So see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.